Hey everybody, Max Gavin here. It's a little cutie podcast. It's not too long. Oh, I'm back from America. I'm back from America. Did you miss me? Did you no? Oh. Oh. Never mind then. Anyway, I'm not going to talk about America this time because tomorrow it's the UFC 319. So let's talk about my picks for the UFC 319. I'll talk about my American vacation later, next time. What should we do? Let's just go to the top. The top. This card is what is not so stacked. I mean, it's slightly like the main fight is slightly stacked, but the other fights are not so stacked. We got Dricus du Plessis, the only true African champion, versus Khamzat Chimaev. Khamzat, my only weakness is COVID-19 Chimaev. I think Chimaev's going to take this one. Just because his wrestling's that good, you know. Of course, Dricus du Plessis, his wrestling is also pretty good, but I don't like his offensive wrestling. I don't know about his defensive wrestling, you know. His defensive wrestling is not as good as his offensive wrestling, and of course the middleweight division, he's kind of the best wrestler in that division. But now that Khamzat is fighting again, Khamzat is the best wrestler, and yeah, I don't really have any insights that everyone else doesn't have. I mean, you know, people say Khamzat doesn't have the cardio to go 5 rounds, but he hasn't fought. I mean, maybe he's been training his cardio this whole time. I don't know. Hadala. Of course, Dricus du Plessis, maybe he's probably been training his wrestling defense. And he called for this fight, so he's definitely, I don't know. Khamzat just looks so good against Robert Whittaker there, so I don't know, man. I don't know, Dricus. Your reign might be over. Anyway, I think Khamzat's going to win, unless it goes 5 rounds, in which case Dricus got the advantage in the later rounds. He probably has better cardio, but I don't know. Khamzat's wrestling is just on such another level, you know? Like he's up there with Khabib Nurmagomedov. Anyway, that's all I have to say about that. Okay, then we got Lerone Murphy versus Aaron Pico. This guy Aaron Pico, this is his first UFC fight. He was in Bellator. Lerone Murphy's undefeated. He's kind of a decision technical striker, kind of boring decision fighter. I don't know why this is the co-main event with a guy who's never been in the UFC and a guy who's kind of a boring decision guy. I'm not sure why this is the co-main event, but hey, I'm not the matchmaker. Yeah, I put $10 on Lerone Murphy because he was the underdog. I was looking at the odds there. I'm like, why is this guy the underdog? And basically, stylistically, it's not a good fight for him because Aaron Pico's a wrestler. He was like an Olympic wrestler. So Lerone. He's a technical striker, you know. Those guys tend to lose to the wrestlers, but only thing is Aaron Pico. This is his first UFC fight. He was losing. He lost to a couple guys in Bellator. It's like, hey, dude, if you're losing to guys in Bellator, I don't think you belong. But we'll see. We'll see what happens there. And of course, we got Jeff Neal versus Carlos Prates. This one probably should have been the co-main, or any of these next 3 fights could have been the co-main. I don't know why they put anyway. Anywho, we got Jeff Neal versus Carlos Prates. Jeff Neal's. I think this might be a good bet to bet on Jeff Neal on this one. The only thing is you don't know which Jeff Neal's going to show up because sometimes he does so good against, you know, he's kind of like the Chargers, the football team, the Chargers. Like they just beat the teams they're not supposed to beat and they lose horribly to the teams they are supposed to beat. That's kind of what Jeff Neal does. That's kind of like a metaphor for Jeff Neal's fighting style, is that he does really well against people. He does really well against fighters that people give him no chance, and then he loses to guys he should definitely beat. Like he lost to Neil Magny. I don't know what was going on in his life back then, but Anyway, I don't know if Jeff Neal shows up. If Jeff Neal shows up in this fight, he should win. But if he doesn't show up, Carlos Prates will win. Anyway, that should be a good fight. That should be a good fight. Both those guys like to bang, dude. Both those guys like to. I kind of want to bet on Jeff Neal, but I'm not going to because I don't know. He's too unreliable. He's so unreliable. Okay, anyway, then we got Jared Cannonier versus Michael Venom Page. This could also be the co-main event, even though both these guys are old. This is an old man fight. Okay, I put $50 on Michael Venom Page. This is one of my two bets. I didn't really like any of the bets, so I just put all my $50 on Michael Venom Page. Put all your eggs in one basket, and hope that guy's name is Michael Venom Page. Yeah, of course, Cannonier, he just did beat RoboCop, but after he almost got knocked out in the first round, and then RoboCop has no cardio, so that's why Cannonier was able to beat him. But Michael Venom Page does have cardio, and Cannonier, and I guess Cannonier could, he should probably try to wrestle. But yeah, Michael Page, he hasn't really faced any wrestlers, huh? Yeah, I mean, Cannonier's not really known for his wrestling. I guess he's decent. He's as good as he needs to be, you know? But I think Michael Page's striking is just so much better than Cannonier's. And Michael Page still looked pretty good. He looked really good he outstruck Shara Putdin. Even though he's an old man, Shara Putdin's only 31. Michael Venom Page outstruck him. Won that fight. He put up a good fight against Ian Gary. I think even though he's 38 years old, he's still got it. Of course, then we have Tim Elliott. Tim Elliott versus Kai Asakura. Is Tim Elliott the guy who pretended to be a soldier or something? Is he the guy? I can't remember. There's some guy who pretended to be a soldier because Wikipedia. Is there any controversies? Tim Elliott. No, this just talks about his. Tim Elliott faced. I don't know. I can't remember. Anywho, he's fighting Kai Asakura. Of course, Kai Asakura, his one and only fight in the UFC was for the championship, and he lost to Pantoja. But it was a pretty exciting fight there. You know, he is a very explosive striker there, and he's much younger than Tim Elliott. Tim Elliott, he's the old man. So Kai Asakura should win that one for Japan. Do it for Japan. Oh, why is that one not the co-man? I mean, they want to promote that guy, right? Why is Lerone... Anyway, let's go to the prelims. We got this guy, Baisungar Sesarkayev. Apparently he's friends with Khamzat Chimaev, and he just had a fight on Tuesday, so he took this fight on 4 days' notice. He's a minus 1,300 favorite. God, that's gotta suck for this guy, Eric Nolan, you know? It's like, Eric, we found you an opponent. You've been training for 3 months. This guy is on 4 days' notice. He's like, oh, thank God, nice. He's only on 4 days' notice. There's no way he's going to beat me. He's like, oh, he's a minus 1,300 favorite. Oh, maybe I should consider a different career. Yeah, anyway, I don't know anything about either of these guys. I just thought it was funny. 4 days' notice guy, friends with Khamzat Chimaev. Check him out. Then we got Gerald Mearshart, my pants, who clicked like on one of my roast battle videos on Instagram, so I'll forever be a fan. Versus Mikhail Oleksik. I don't know who's going to win this one. You know, Mearshart's kind of past his prime. Mearshart's a little past his prime. Never had the championship. Never was going to be a champ in his prime anyway. But neither is Michael Oleksik. This guy fights a middleweight, but I don't think he cuts any weight at all. I think this guy looks like he could go down to like featherweight or something. Anyway, I feel like Mearshart should win that one. I'm not betting on that one. Okay, another. I'm so sleepy right now. Oh man, I'm a little jet lagged. I'm a little jet laggy wacky. We got Chase Hooper versus Alexander Hernandez. Chase Young Boy Hooper. He's fighting at lightweight now. Did he always fight at lightweight when he was a young boy? This guy's been fighting for 6 years. He's been fighting since he was 19. Yeah, he started at featherweight. Now he's at lightweight. Featherweight. Okay, since 2 years ago. Since 2 years ago, he's been at lightweight. He grew into his body. Yeah, Chase Hooper should win that one. Alexander Hernandez kind of sucks. Guy, he loses. He's got no cardio at all. He does pretty good in the first round, and then he totally drops off. Anywho, what else? Okay, we got on the early prelims, Edson Barbosa versus Drakkar Klose. Another old man fight. I guess Barbosa should win that one. Anyway, I guess that's all I have to say. Guess that's all I say. Get big news in the UFC. They're ditching the pay-per-view model. They're going to Paramount Plus. No more pay. God, they should have done this a long time ago. So I always thought, I paid $10 a month for all the pay-per-views, and that's basically what you got to do now. You just got to get Paramount Plus, $10 a month. Now you can watch a UFC and you can watch South Park, dude. Paramount Plus, dude. South Park, UFC. I guess that's it for today. Thanks for listening. Maybe I'll see you tomorrow.